We are talking today about 5 ways that I utilize to get more Instagram story views and more engagement on my Instagram stories consistently. So reliable things you can do to consistently get more engagement on your Instagram stories. We're going to go through 5 ways you can do that today. So if you're wanting not just more story views, but actually better results in terms of your stories, getting more engagement, more leads, more potential clients from people who are watching your stories, here are 5 ways that you can actually ensure that you're doing that. The first thing is to give people actually a reason to watch, a reason to actually want to consume your stories and actually want to click that bubble when the story appears from you. So here, firstly, you want to share actual content, not just reshared posts. I know a lot of people will just reshare their feed posts to their stories and say, great, I have stories content going out. No one cares if it's the exact same content that they're getting from the feed. If there's nothing different at all, there's no reason for people to click on that. There's no reason for people to come there. So make it really an intentional content area for you. Think about how you're going to utilize that area and make sure people are actually getting some extra value from it past any other areas such as your feed, such as the reels you were sharing anyway, etc. This gets them actually intentionally wanting to spend time there and actually having this reaction when they see that you are actually posting stories. The second thing is to actually share some behind the scenes and really create a personal brand there. This is something I do a lot of sharing. For example, if I've shared a post talking about how I, would achieve a certain result, I can share then on my stories, okay, here's a behind the scenes of what this actually looked like when I achieved this result. Here's some of the things you didn't see on the feed, etc. And also just sharing a lot of behind the scenes just of my life in general, just what I'm up to and just building connections with people in a way that I wouldn't post that on the feed as a business account. This can just really help with building a lot of connection to people that, again, you don't really get from the feed, and it really makes it easier for people to just build a deeper relationship with you and easier for them to engage because they know you a little bit more in that space. It's a little bit more of an intimate space with people, so you can really utilize it for that reason. The third thing is actually make it easy for people to actually engage in the first place. You can use polls like this. This is just the easiest thing to answer possible. You can use polls, stickers, just ask some fun questions. We don't want this to be a one-way channel. The best thing about stories is people can interact, so make it easy for them to interact, make it a no-brainer decision, and create ways that they can actually interact with you and start conversation. The fourth thing you can do, especially if you're getting new eyes, if you wanted to get more views on your Instagram stories, is actually send them over to stories from a post. So on a post, you can say, for example, go and watch my stories to see how I did that. And that can be a really great way to actually capture new people who were just, reading your feed posts before and haven't actually watched your stories to get them over to there. And then you can use the other tips to actually keep them over there and keep them entertained and keep them engaging over there. The fifth and final tip I would give you there in terms of Instagram stories, how to get more views and how to actually get more engagement as well, is actually tagging and crediting others. This is so great for firstly getting some reshares and just building more of that community feeling there. So you can get a lot of new eyes on your stories there from people who are actually really interested and probably going to stick around because it's almost that friends of a friends feeling. If they're watching someone who you've shared on your stories, you're watching a training of, they almost have that mutual friend feeling of, wow, yeah, I really like this person as well. So you have something in common there. So here's an example of where I've done that really nicely, but just tagging other people can be a great way to not just build that community, but also just get those reshares, get new people coming in as well to your audience that already have something in common with you. So those are 5 things I do to consistently get more Instagram story views and actually get more engagement as well for the views that I'm actually getting, especially if you're selling on Instagram. You want to be utilizing this space and actually making the most of this space. So implement these 5 tips. Let me know which one you are going to be utilizing first in the comments below, and I will see you tomorrow for our next video.